everybody? Welcome to the Next Up podcast. I am your host, Marlon Gordon. I have the amazing Amanda Venenzia with me and a blast from the past, Mike Mang. What is up? How are
What's
you
going
doing,
on,
sir?
guys? Yeah, pretty
How's
good. Doing
life?
well. Good. Doing
It's
good.
great to have you back.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Now, anyone watching on video will see that Marlon is this big, huge square, and we're like tiny little subsets on the side. Why is it that you're the main attraction here?
I mean, come on. I'm Marlon Gordon and you're
Oh
Amanda Venenzia.
gosh.
Let's be real here. But no. Honestly, though, that will all change because you want to know what? I have this to show you, Amanda.
What
Check
is it?
this out.
I'm
You see
excited.
that? Do you know what that is about?
This is the metaverse,
It is the
isn't it?
metaverse. It is the
Yep.
Right.
metaverse. It's the Wendyverse.
Yeah.
So NRN came out with their extra serving podcast on, was it April Fool's? I think it was April Fool's, but it was not an April Fool's joke. And
No.
that is hosted by our friends over at Restaurant and Food Group, also known as Informa. So Holly Petrie, or Petre, right? No?
It's Nation's Restaurant News.
What did I say?
Oh, you said something completely and totally
Okay.
different, which is, you know what, folks? Everyone knows I'm the brains. You think you're the looks, and that's perfectly fine, but it is by our friends at Informa, Nation's Restaurant News. And yes, they were talking about the metaverse,
But who was
and
talking about the metaverse?
Sam, Holly, and Leanne.
Exactly. And they were on the Extra Serving podcast, right?
They were, for sure.
Yes. So the Wendyverse, what were your first thoughts whenever you heard about that?
So I think it's fascinating. And what they were saying on the podcast was that, everyone's basically buying their trademark or buying their space so that no one else can do business as them. But Wendy's is the first one to actually have a place where you can go and order and actually experience the same thing that you would experience when walking into a Wendy's in virtual reality in the metaverse. And that is why I told you guys to go there and find out everything. And you haven't told me anything about what you found out, but you sent me some screenshots. So
I did.
Tell me everything.
I'm just going to go ahead and I will play the video from Mike and I in the metaverse and we'll just kind of talk over it. All right. Let me go ahead and put this over here. All right. So, Mike, if you were going to explain what the metaverse was to somebody, how would you describe it? To someone that had no idea what it was.
It's like Wendy's arena.
Well, I mean, the one thing that's really cool about it, I know in schools they try to create this space that's inviting and try to make it open, in a place where people want to go. And Wendy's did a great job at this because not only are they, advertising Wendy's, but they're also creating a space where people can play basketball. They had like a scavenger hunt for people to go and find things. So they made it interactive and made it like a cool place to hang out and to meet people. So, but really, I mean, in general, the metaverse is really just taking what you would do in real life and putting it in a virtual space. So you're walking around, you're going into the store, you're meeting people, you're talking, we're offering discount codes, free nuggets. You go on their website, so they do a lot of interactive things with people. So it's really just kind of I don't want to say like a cheap way, but I think it's a good way to create a space for people to go and really accessible.
Yeah, all right, so you guys are using Oculus 2 headsets, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whose view am I looking at right now? Who can't keep
this
their
is
head
actually straight? This is my view, and that's correct. So the way to access the Wendyverse is you have to have a Quest headset made by Oculus, or now what do they call it now? The Meta something?
Meta Quest, yeah, I think it's
Meta Quest.
Yeah,
because yes, it's a Facebook product, and you have to go in through Facebook Horizon. So, and I'm not gonna lie, it took me quite some time to figure out how to get into the Wendyverse. As simple as it was, I got stuck in a menu and I couldn't get out because I'm an idiot.
Well, I think the biggest thing too is like it's not fully fleshed out yet because I believe it's still in beta. So not everybody currently can get into the horizons. So it's not totally rolled out yet. I think once
Okay.
that happens, it'll probably be a little more user friendly of navigating to find things.
And these are all real people that we see, kind of like that's a real person who's kind
Yeah.
of walking in the metaverse. Okay.
Yep, these are real
So
people, and when you're near them, you could actually hear them talking. So you could have conversations with people in the
Mm-hmm.
metaverse.
that is so bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Okay. All
So
right.
there's a
So
burger. I'm trying to eat the my meta burger, but it's just not working. I was hungry, so I'm just throw that away.
oh my gosh. You can't do that. Oh my gosh, you guys.
uh,
And so people will do anything for some free chicken nuggies, right? I mean,
Yep. Chicken
so
nugs are calling them.
chicken nugs. All
Nugs,
right.
yep.
So this is welcome to Wendyverse. So this is where we are. This is the verse or the virtual reality portion of the
mhm.
Wendy's enterprise. And is that a blimp in the air? And I mean, so
So
walk me through what I'm seeing.
at this point right now, I'm looking for Mike because Mike and I were supposed to go here together, and he ditched me. So I'm
Yeah,
looking for Mike.
I ended up in the Wendy's arena, which they have, which is up on the hill that you see up there. That looks like a blimp. So yeah, that's the arena where you can go and play basketball.
And I'm about
Oh,
to go
neat.
there right now. I'm gonna teleport there.
Ooh.
So the way you get from space to space in Horizon is you actually teleport. So whether you're going to watch a concert or going to watch a movie or the metaverse, the Wendyverse, whatever it is, you teleport there. And to do that, you have to pull out your watch, like I just did, and you actually
Oh.
touch it. But oh, but there we go. I'm getting there.
And you see that sign right there in the background. Some people were
Yes.
going and they were trying to find different things, a scavenger hunt.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah,
Ooh, there's a secret room.
Was
yeah.
there a secret room?
There's a VIP room which we weren't able to get into because we didn't find everything.
But of course, if Amanda was there, she would have gotten it because she's
Oh.
very important.
Now he's teleporting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
Oh.
cool. Like, I'm bringing this up with the death of one of the Foo Fighters drummer, but on was it New Year's Eve? I think it was New Year's Eve. They did a full concert in the Oculus. It was really cool. So
That's neat.
there's a lot of different they're doing concerts. You can watch basketball games with the Quest. So they're definitely doing a lot of cool things with it lately.
Now, I see potential, but to me, this wasn't like, oh my gosh, I want some more Wendyverse in my life. Like it was a cool proof of concept, but I
Yeah.
want to be able to actually go in there and the graphics look semi-realistic. And I know the hardware is not there, the tech isn't there yet.
Mhm.
You can high five each other just like that. That's kind of cool, but like I want something more realistic. I guess you know what? My problem is I want Ready Player One. I want to go to the Oasis.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's like Nintendo 64 graphics to
Yeah.
compare to now. So we're about what was Nintendo 64,
Oh
15,
man.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's probably how far we are from the headset looking like that.
Amanda, like 15, 20 years ago, you were what, like 30?
That's so rude. So did you guys actually order food from here? Or I mean, because that's the whole point. The point is to be able to order food in the Wendyverse and then it gets like delivered to you through
I
like Uber
don't,
Eats. Is that
I
right?
don't, well, I know you can go
Not yet.
online, but I don't think you can do it through the metaverse. Maybe that's where they're going with it.
Yeah, I believe
But
they're going there, but they're
they
not
push you to the
there yet.
website. They push you to the website right now.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So basically, this is just a really cool. Hey, we're here. We're the first to be here, but
Hmm.
um, how likely are you to return to the Wendyverse? I guess.
I will not be returning unless there's something new to check out.
Yeah, depending on, I mean, the 10 free nuggets they're giving away. So like, if that's like a rotating thing, like once a week, they're giving away different things. Maybe that would be worth it.
Mhm.
But as it stands with what they currently have now, no, probably not.
There's really nothing there for us. It's like a one and done. Like, hey, it's super cool. They're in the metaverse. The Wendyverse is here. Let's go see what it's all about. But now that we've seen it, there's really not much to do
Mhm.
for
And there's
something for
something to be
us.
said for those who are first to market.
Oh
And,
yeah.
and Wendy's being such a huge national brand name to be in the
Hmm.
metaverse is pretty incredible. So I don't really understand the metaverse itself. Are there people that are next to Wendyverse that are Because, well, or
So
maybe that was just like the Rodeo Drive that people were buying all that prime real estate for.
So, like in Horizons, you can, when you first log in, you come to this main menu, and it has all these different worlds that you can select. So you have to go back to the main menu and like choose. Like you can't decide you want to walk from the Wendyverse to some other place, but you can go and to the main menu and choose different worlds you want to go into.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and I
Yeah,
mean
but
Wendy's.
there's other metaverses out there. Like there's one called Decentraland, I think it is, where you can actually go and buy real estate in the metaverse, and I think that's where like that whole Rodeo Drive virtual street
Yeah,
is. It's not Rodeo Drive, but something very similar. Like
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg bought a house in one of these metaverses, and like people want to buy real estate because they're thinking it's the future, and they're probably right. And how cool would it be,
it's
Mike, to have a house next to Snoop Dogg?
well, yeah. This is definitely, you can definitely tell this is the Bitcoin went crazy, NFTs. This it's like people are worried to miss out again, like they were with cryptocurrency. So I think that's kind of what's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, it
So the
was.
time. I mean, the good thing is that Facebook does own Oculus, and Facebook is a huge company. So Marlon and I were talking about this last night. They would be smart to really, make these headsets as powerful as possible and sell them pretty cheap to get more people to buy into it. Because as it stands right now, it's about $299 to get the headset.
Yep.
And obviously, you can play games and do other things. But if this got down to about $200, I think would probably be something that a lot of people could probably get into.
I don't know, man. I feel like
Interesting.
NxtGen needs to buy some property in the metaverse.
Or do a show in it.
We could. We
Broadcast
really
a show
could do
from
a
it.
show. We could have a studio in there, or we could have meeting space. I've actually gone
Yeah.
to a VR meeting, and that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, we've talked about that with clients doing
Yeah.
VR meeting spaces and writing on a whiteboard and all that. So you're really going to put on this
Hot and juicy.
Yeah, hot and juicy. Okay, I hope that resets every time you go back into the game. But
Mike had to address me. I couldn't figure it out.
Oh my gosh. You guys are
what a
too
good friend.
funny.
What a good friend.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was just going to say that, I mean, the biggest thing with Wendy's, they have a really funny social media team on Twitter. And so I think a lot of that plays into this metaverse and drawing people to it, because really, like, they roast other fast food places and they go after, just regular people on there, which you wouldn't think a company would really do, but it's actually really funny, and it's kind of gained them some street cred, if you will. So it's
street cred or meta cred?
Oh.
So they've done a good job with that. I think this kind of plays into it. So they're that kind of forward-thinking company, it seems like.
Now, I mean, like, if I was in an immersive virtual reality world, VR world, or metaverse, and I was playing a game, and if it was simple enough for me to just get up in from my virtual couch and walk to a Wendy's or teleport to a Wendy's and order a burger, I'd probably do it.
Yeah,
I'd probably do it. It's almost
it's
almost like right now, like we were talking yesterday too. Like, I hate getting up to swap games in my console. Well, I don't want to get up to order food, or let alone leave my house and go get food. I want to do it straight from the console.
Yeah, the dream would be do it right from there, order it, and DoorDash or whoever comes and drops it off at your house.
But I don't think we're there yet. We still have our smartphone, which is always in our hand, always accessible. I think people are still more likely to order from their smartphone, either Uber Eats, DoorDash.
You mean the smartphone in my virtual hand right now that I'm using to take a selfie? That smartphone?
Well, I'm just saying, they're not going to put on their Oculus and then go to the metaverse and then order. I mean, it's just more steps. Now,
but if I'm already there,
if you're there,
if I'm there already, I mean, yeah. So it could be, this could be a great thing for Wendy's. All right, so I want to ask you guys, what's the next big company that you'd like to see in the metaverse?
That's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to see them all in the metaverse.
I mean, Chipotle would be pretty awesome.
Well, wasn't there talk of Chipotle doing something similar? They're in Roblox right now. I think Chipotle's in Roblox.
Oh, really?
They are?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool, because then you can see the food and you can select it just like you're going on the line And that would be actually really neat because that would help with customizing. Because customizing things whenever you're going through and like selecting, you always want that kind of visual with it. So I think that would be a really interesting concept.
Yeah, we're talking about visuals. Like, these are the visual capabilities right now in the metaverse.
And they're not amazing.
It's Nintendo 64.
Yep.
Big
Like,
polygon blocks and
nothing about this is appetizing at all.
A fountain of nacho cheese is not appetizing to you?
Yeah, it doesn't do it for me. It does not do it for me. But you know what? Maybe the shuffle puck over here might with the hamburger.
Oh dear.
I just think it's cool that they created a
Cheeseburger.
space. I mean, because everybody there
Yes.
is
Hats off to them for doing
hanging
that.
out and playing with Wendy's burgers in front of a Wendy's. I mean, and really to build this, it probably wouldn't take a designer too long to build.
Yeah, and people showed up.
It's just cool to have a space,
People showed up.
I think.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Hey, I wonder, like, when you're in a virtual world, are we able to like,
Just having a
do we have to
conversation
get film releases for this? Because we're using people's likeness, their avatars.
Well, you don't know if it's their likeness. It could be their alter ego. Ooh.
That's very true. I'm sure there were definitely some alter egos in there.
Well, thanks, guys, for going into the metaverse and checking this out, because I do not have an Oculus 2 yet, but it is on my list of things to purchase. And perhaps we'll see some Oculus sales going on, especially for Black Friday. This could be something definitely at the top of people's wish lists.
Wait, hold on a second, Amanda. What company would you want to see in the metaverse?
Disney World.
Disney World. Nah.
Yeah.
Universal all day.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more reason. Opposites attracting, All right, we won't do it.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Well, thanks
Let's
for doing
not go
this,
there.
guys, and we appreciate just being able to see it. And
Look at that.
I'm not going to ask you how you came up with these screen names. That's probably a conversation for another podcast.
Save that one for another podcast.
Oh my gosh, Mike! It took me so much not to Urban Dictionary your name, not to.
It's really just a play off my last name. So.
Oh, all right. Well,
It's nothing
anyway.
exciting.
Yeah.
Nothing exciting. All right, guys. Thanks for hopping on the podcast. Yeah, maybe one day we can all take a stroll in the metaverse together. That'd be fun. Amanda, would you join me for lunch in the Wendyverse one day?
We'll see.
We'll see. That's a hard no. All right. See you guys.
That's it.
Bye.